What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 2 a.m. in Sweden. In this episode, we're going to talk a lot about crypto. I know this is something that we have not done in a while, especially on the show and the channel. But of course, if you look at anything on Twitter, I do put out a good amount of things. I do got to give a couple of shout outs because this is something that I do end up focusing on as well, just kind of like different groups that I'm a part of. So, spent a lot of my time in the Warlords chat. So, of course, some of the homies over there. That's a big one if you want to pay attention to that. Malos is another one. I definitely talk with the homies in there. I'll say a couple of things to Bodagos. Of course, you got to give it up for uh, Easy, Pio, Clemente, Kicks, Choose Rich, Nick, all of them over there too. That's another one that I spend time on. I'm in the Bodagos Wales chat. I try to do a couple of things over there. Kind of going into a little more. Uh, Eat collective group. So Chris, I'm a part of his. I like to end up seeing what they're doing. Um, and then of course the 618s. So that's where I spend a lot of my time in those group chats. There are others that I do want to start being a part of, but that's been the main ones over there during this cycle. But kind of figuring out how I got to this point. So I've been in crypto since 2017. I'll never forget how it ended up starting. A lot of it did come about because so at one of my jobs, believe it or not, it didn't start with crypto. It actually started with penny stocks. And so I would be in penny stocks. It was me and this other guy. We were a part of, we did like farmers markets. So we would just shoot the shit on Saturday mornings and we would end up talking about various things when it comes to penny stocks. And penny stocks ended up leading to Bitcoin. Bitcoin ended up diving deeper into Litecoin, Ethereum, and we would focus in a lot on what happened in terms of those markets. So I was on Coinbase. I remember seeing Ethereum when it was like breathing around the $100 range, and like it would fall under and it would go right back up. We would end up trading that. The other thing is when Bitcoin during COVID, that was another big thing that we ended up talking about. So let's see. I remember when Bitcoin first broke 20,000, essentially around the 20,000 mark, and that was in 28 late 2017, early 2018. Um, that was kind of one big thing. I remember, let's see if we can see where that dip happened. Yeah, it was around 2020 when Bitcoin did dip to below. Yeah, I thought I saw it for like a quick second. It was at $5,000. So I remember that. That was, if anyone got in on that in 2020, they made it big. But I also remember seeing Ethereum at $3. And all this was a part of the journey. I remember when Binance BNB first came out. So that was a part of when I first got in. I remember the ECO blast. I used to be on Tron when Justin Sun used to put out all his different videos, and you thought Tron was about to go to the moon. Cardano, I remember seeing that run up. And I remember when Polkadot was first like on the move up and stuff. So I've been around since then. You're probably like, well, why didn't you end up like, why are you still doing videos, or why are you still talking and stuff? There's multiple different reasons. I learned so much from that cycle. So I got in on the end of 2017, 2018. So I don't consider that. The next full cycle that I was a part of that I learned a lot from was 2020. I remember seeing, I had six figures at one point, watched it, thought it was going to keep going up because I listened so much to mainstream media, and it didn't. And that's where I started to end up learning and realizing this is when I can make a difference and help others, because I was able to finally have that cycle. I started doing a lot more charting, doing a lot more understanding. Steve and I end up finally making, at the time it was We Got Next, we kind of partially switched rebranding over into 2am in Sweden because of all this. And then now I'm in a really good space where I was able to do numerous different things off of the money that I made so far in crypto, but also the networking connections. Like I can do season ticket stuff now. I'm able to end up helping with this podcast in various different ways. I can start paying off different things, but I also still have money that is still in crypto. And it's really all because of what has happened during the last cycle. And the only way for you to end up learning and understanding a lot more when it comes to crypto and you finally getting over that hump, you have to get scanned. You have to lick your wounds and get back out there. A big one, and I'll never forget. And there's one person that remembers this. Hopefully they'll watch this one day and we'll be able to sit back and shoot the shit on it. But one night it was an insane pool, and I don't know, I would never do it again, but it was like multiple hundred percentage. I don't know if it was like 300-400%. I don't remember. Locked the money up. I probably put like 5 to 10,000 in it, and I woke up the next morning and it was gone. And I said, there's no way. Like, it's impossible that this is the case. Woke up that next morning, the money was gone. And that was one of the bigger scams that I had money in. I don't even remember the place. I just remember I was staking a hell of a lot, more than I probably should have at the time. I had staked and it disappeared. And that's when I realized you just got to be smarter. Number one, not allocating everything. Number two, you got to do more research. And the people started making different forums, chats, everything saying, we got to get our money back. This is not fair. And I just realized you can't do anything about it. Like, this is crypto. That's what you guys wanted all along. So that was one of the bigger ones. But then on the flip side, I have started to end up reaping a lot because I've been here so long. I remember when DGOTS first came out. Did I get involved? No, I watched it. And I was mad that I watched it. I've also seen OMBs since their inception. I've seen that. I remember when ZK used to post every single day. And it's just wild kind of how we are to this day. I remember when Easy wasn't even as big as Easy is now. Like, Easy used to be essentially a guest on some of these shows. And you kind of see where his platform has ended up going. Same thing with a lot of the other Solana people. I remember when Frank was first starting out, all of this, when Frank had a whole team and then that team has split up in different directions and gone different places before they even had the big three. All of this I've been able to see, but years are able to do that. And kind of going with that, because I've been around for so long and done so much trading, there's been a lot of airdrops that have come along. I don't do nearly enough of the airdrops that I probably should. And like, I got a big bag of JUP. I fumbled some of it because I bought, sold, did everything. What I've started to do now is when I get airdrops, I sell almost 75% of it. Sell 75%, keep it for myself. The other, just let ride. Whatever happens, happens. And maybe a portion of it, I will sell and start trading other things. So that's kind of what I do over there. JUP is a big one. I've gotten now 2 big bags of JUP, I would say. They're doing another one that's coming up soon. Let's see if I can. Oh, shit. What happened with that? We'll figure that out in a second. But JUP has like some reward thing coming. Oh, good. I was going to say there's no way that disappeared. So the big thing, like, JUP has another one coming up. It's basically their staking rewards that they have. That is here. So ASR, kind of something. So for the amount that you staked, you're going to get rewarded. So you got JUPuary last month, and then you get the ASR staking rewards this month. I staked a good amount, so I'm hoping I'm able to end up getting a solid bag of it. That would be great if I could. Another one was Magic Eden. I got a huge bag of that, sold a good amount, was able to treat my family. Then I locked up far too much, probably. I should have sold that too. So that was kind of something. But I at first had it on whale market, which was a big issue because I would have probably had much more than I thought. Put it on whale market too early. Price shot up, so I was able to just cut my loss with them out from whale market. Then I had the rest for myself and do what I wanted to. If I would have never worried about whale market, I would have had more. But you never know what the price of something is going to be, so you might as well lock in a certain amount. If it goes up, you're good. If it goes down, all right, congratulations. And Pangu, I got a random bag of Pangu, but what pisses me off is I saw the whole run of Pudgy Penguins, and at one point it was 6 figures to get a Pudgy Penguin. And then Pengu came out and it cratered back. So that's kind of something else you definitely learn. Everyone's not going to win in this market. I know right now, I would say I'm in a position that this will be not my final cycle. It'll be my cycle where I'm just cashing out so much profit. That's kind of the big thing of everything when it comes to crypto, that you need to make sure that, of course, I always say, oh, just put in Bitcoin. Right, but you can't go to every freaking store and go pay for it. Now, there is a card. I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not about to put them out there. But if they want to sponsor me, I'll start telling you guys about it all the damn time. But there is a card where you can use a crypto card and you could go essentially like a regular day, just top it up and then go out there and you can spend your money. So those are ones you should pay attention to. I got a huge bag of bonk and I still have that. And that's because I was a DGOT holder for a good minute. I didn't even know that I had this until someone hit me up maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago, I would say, and told me, yo, like, is this your wallet? And I said, yeah, it is. He said, you have a lot of like bonk. Do you think you can give me some? And I was thinking, I didn't even know about it. So I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna give him some. But then he started keep hitting me up saying, like, yo, how are you doing? First off, we're not talking anymore because you just want more out of me and you're tracking my wallets. What you did was amazing. And I truly appreciate you for that. But I can't keep giving you more. Like I gave you some and that was it. But Bonk was another one that was big. So they're doing like this Bonk Dragon. So I have to check on that one as well. But those are 4 big ones. And now you're probably like, how did I even get a lot of this to even start? Number one, my biggest win, and I will always say this, which allowed to fund so much more, was Band. So Band Protocol, I got in on that before it hit Coinbase. When it hit Coinbase, shit shot up, sold. And that's kind of where I made a good amount of my money in the beginning. Of course, I lost it because I played around with stupid things, but that was my big win that got me into crypto a lot. Now, kind of going forward, what am I looking into? So I will admit I need to start expanding my horizon into other blockchains, and I have not done that necessarily yet. And I focus so much on Solana. That's where I made my bread and butter, and that's where I just stay. I need to start going on others. I didn't get anything from Chain, so I need to look at what's going to happen over there on Barra. I know Cool. He's another one I follow, Cool Crypto. He was talking about Eclipse. So I need to look on what's going to happen with Eclipse because these are all, you're not going to get the airdrop right now, but if you can have patience, then you'll end up reaping the rewards of that. So that's one. Looking over there, something else that I'm paying a lot of attention to, and I really hope the price of this did not go up because I want to tell you guys about this one. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, cool. It's not yet, but it's one that I'm just going to get into because I can see this taking off soon. A Mad Lad. So I'm going to get a Mad Lad probably today. And I'm doing this because you'll be eligible for a Monab airdrop, probably Meteora more than likely. If Phantom does something, you'll probably get some of that just for holding a Mad Lad. In addition to that, my big goal, and I tell this to a lot of people, is to stack Solana. I know you can stack Ethereum, stack Bitcoin, whatever. I'm stacking Solana. And with that, if Mad Lad right now is at 50 Sol and the price it's at is 196. If I just get a Mad Lad, is it going to drop? I don't know. Yeah, probably. Let me, a better place to end up looking at this so I can explain it to you will probably be Tensor. So I look at it on Magic Eden, but I do like the Tensor chart a lot more. And kind of my thing, oh, so it's higher on Tensor. I do see that. Again, some of them they still have wormhole. I'm not putting everything on it if it has wormhole. But that is something that some people do look into before they end up buying. Where is this? Oh, can we do a year? Oh, those are bigger ones. Let's see. Where is it? I mean, you're showing this to me in USD. What if I don't care for USD and I just want to, anyway, whatever. Let me zoom out on this one. Okay, so at one point it did hit a high of 32K. And that was in March of last year. So March of last year, it hit 32K. And now it's sitting at basically like 9,500 for a Mad Lad. To me personally, I would just hold on to that and whatever happens with it. But if you can get it for 50, 51 Solana, just hold that. If it doubles, which if you believe in Solana increasing in price, Mad Lad's going to increase in price. All I would want is 100 Solana. If it goes to 100 Solana, you're going to make 10K just off of that. And then for me, that's where I'm holding all of my Solana at. And then in addition to that, if you then believe that the price of Solana is going to go up 200, some people are saying 400. If it goes to 400 and then it's at 100, you can do the math on that. So that's kind of something that I'm looking forward to. just because, and that's 40K right there off of it. I believe NFTs will have their day in the sun again. I believe it'll be this year. It's going to be quick. So you need to kind of prepare right now. Some others that I'm looking forward to this year, Meteora should have an airdrop sometime this year. I do a lot of LPing now. That's something I've learned a lot about. If you don't know about that, so Deuced, Joe Soul is one of them. Easy's another one that talks about it. Those are two people. And if you're looking for any of this information, just go on my page. I do a good amount of retweets from them. I do try and have feedback with them. So those are two. Another one I really like to talk to is eMoney. Those are my three because he talks a lot about Ondo and checks. Ondo's one that they've been talking about since under 50 cents. And I think that a lot more people should get involved in Ondo, especially saw what BlackRock is doing there. And I think the price will only go up. A lot of people speculate that Ondo can end up pulling an XRP type of run. Do I believe it? Absolutely. So that's kind of another one. Phantom's one that some people say they will end up having a token drop. I don't know how that'll end up going. They've been around for a minute, so I'm not sure if they would end up doing a token drop, but that's kind of another. And then Base. So with Coinbase, I personally believe at the rate this is going, they can have one and it'll be a surprise. So continue to just be involved in that one too. And you really should be fine. But again, focus on that. Solana's a big exchange. I mean, Solana's a big blockchain to focus on. I know Sui is one that's now on Phantom. You should focus on. If you're looking for a one-stop shop in order to basically take advantage of a lot of different blockchains, but you don't necessarily know the wallets to get involved in, just do Phantom. If Phantom does an airdrop, you're straight. So they have Solana, Ethereum, Base, Sui, Polygon, Bitcoin. You could take advantage of 6 blockchains, basically, technically 6, for the price of 1. So pay attention to that. That's kind of my recommendations for everyone out there. If you are interested, for sure, do that. If you need more or you want more of this content, just hit me up. I'm super happy to end up diving into a lot of it. But until next time, appreciate you guys.